Dove Proso versus brown top millet. I know what my favorite is. Drop a comment below and tell me your favorite. In this video, we're going to be talking about the different types of millets we've planted in the field, along with various volunteer grasses, how we manage, how we maintain the field, and get it ready for the September dove hunting opener. Brought to you in part by Deep River Sporting Clays. Safe, fun, family entertainment. And by these additional sponsors. I think you guys are going to find this video very helpful, especially folks who are a little bit newer to planting dove fields, especially millet. I'm on a Dove Field Preppers food platform, and I keep seeing a lot of questions about what do I do with my millet field, or people have just kind of struck off, getting excited, and have already started manipulating their fields. It is July 28th. I'm standing here in front of my brown top and Dove Proso millet field. I'm going to tell you in this video what I'm going to be doing in the next month and a half to prepare for the dove season opener in my brown top and Dove Proso millet field. There is a big difference in the different types of millets and how you manage them. Dove Proso millet obviously being a much taller plant here than the lower brown top millet. So different amounts of biomass are going to dictate how you manage your dove field. So the type of millet you have matters. Pearl millet, for example, has a lot of biomass, takes a lot longer to dry out. So we're not going to include pearl millet in this discussion. This is mainly for brown top millet, Dove Proso millet, and Japanese millet, which I'll show you in just a second. Dove Proso millet obviously can be identified by its draping, sagging heads here. Very defining characteristic of Dove Proso millet. It also dries out a little bit different than brown top. It actually slowly dries out, matures out, dropping seed later into the season. You can leave Dove Proso millet standing for seed drop later into the season. However, if the ground is not clean beneath it, like mine, the dove's going to have a hard time getting to it. So we're going to talk about a little bit later in this video exactly what we're going to be doing to get the Dove Proso millet ready. Brown top millet, for example, has much less biomass. It's lower to the ground and it starts drying out a little bit quicker. So brown top millet is actually the first type of millet we'll be manipulating in this field. I'm 6'4" with boots on, and this Dove Proso millet is shoulder high with me. I must say, this is the tallest I have ever grown Dove Proso millet. Now, it did get a really good dose of nitrogen, and we've had a lot of rain in the last couple weeks here, and that millet is responding very well to it. This is an absolute bumper crop of the Dove Proso millet, significantly higher than the adjacent planted brown top. Let's go take a look at it. Brown top millet still is my absolute favorite, and it is for this reason right here. The brown top millet has reached full maturity. It's beginning to dry out, but it does this, what I call matting, M-A-T-T-I-N-G, a matting effect, where it starts to lay down on its own. The seed stays off the ground, so you don't have seed soil contact beginning to rot out the seed, but it's laying down enough where birds actually will start to get in here and feel comfortable landing in this field without bush hogging it, mowing it, disking it, burning it, or anything. That is a very key characteristic of brown top millet. When I pulled down here, I ran about a dozen doves sitting right down here in this lower end, already starting to feed on the brown top. July 28th, and I've not done any manipulating to this field whatsoever. The brown top has reached full maturity. It's beginning its drying process, and it's already starting to mat down on its own, which is why I absolutely love it. The doves can start getting in here and feeding on it, but the seed is not going to rot on the ground. The Dove Proso millet was planted at the exact same time, but you can see a very, very different result. Some of it is just now starting to turn a little bit of a yellow tint, like it's reaching full maturity, but a lot of it is actually still very lush, very green. July 28th. This millet field was planted about the 4th week of May. It's about 10 days earlier than we usually plant. That is because we finally had some soil moisture. It had been very, very dry out here, and they were calling for more dry weather. We had one good rainfall. We took advantage of it and planted our millet field. We usually like to plant our millet field the 1st week of June. So we were about a week or so early this year, and this is why. It's the end of July. The brown top millet has already reached maturity and is starting to lay down and dry out. Now, because we have Dove Proso millet in here too, this is not a bad thing. So we're officially beginning to feed the doves at the end of July. I'm not too concerned about the early maturity of the brown top because we've got a lot of Dove Proso millet coming in behind them. The birds will not be able to get to this Dove Proso until it fully dries out and we begin to manipulate it. It's just way too thick, there's too much canopy, the birds can't access it. So this is actually, I think, going to work out very nicely. We'll start feeding the birds now. We'll have plenty of seed to hold them through August. And by the end of August, the Dove Proso should be drying out and ready to burn and manipulate. I saw a fellow in the food plot forum was out bush hogging a fairly green millet field. Had a little bit of yellowing occurring, but for the most part it was still green. Absolutely do not want to do that. So this is for educational purposes, not beating up on anybody, but mowing a green millet field does practically nothing for the doves. They don't eat much green seed. They'll eat a little bit of it, you'll find it in their craw, but they want the dried, hard seed. If you mow that millet, it's not gonna have time to regrow and seed back out before the opener. In no scenario should you be mowing, disking, or manipulating your millet field until the seed has fully dried out. In this unique situation where I do have a carpet of brown top millet sitting down here, I could see coming through here and mowing high to control these grasses that are coming in here. I want to keep the field nice and dry for fire burning about the 3rd week of August, and we don't want a lot of grass, green grass, to compete with. So I could see a scenario where you raise the mower or bush hog up really high after all the brown top is matured out and come in here and top it. That's just to control the grasses. We're not actually going to be shooting to mow the brown top millet. Once the brown top millet has reached maturity, you're in the home stretch of dove season, that is when you can start beginning to manipulate it. Some people like to disc strips through it to turn up some bare soil. That works fine. I have found that actually puts dirt on top of some of the seed and you get a lot of regrowth. My preferred method is to fire burn off my millet field. The fire moves quickly through here, burning off all this fragile thatch here and leaving the hardened seed. Very, very effective way we have found for managing a field. Cleans the field up very nicely. The doves can get to the seed very readily, and you don't have all this thatch and green growth to contend with. My preferred method is fire burning off a millet field. One thing we have ran into, as I mentioned earlier, is if you get too much grass in here, this is all volunteer barnyard. Doves love this stuff. It produces seed, it's great for ducks, great for doves. The problem is, because it's a volunteer, it started growing a little bit later. It's going to be green when we go to burn it. So if you get too much grass or too much barnyard in here, you could have a hard time fire burning it. I have came in here and selectively sprayed out pockets of green grass before to help burn this field more efficiently. Same with the Dove Proso. Our goal will be to allow this to fully mature out, fully dry out, and then we'll come back through it and set fire to it. Seeing just how thick this Dove Proso is, I don't know that we're going to have a whole lot of grass competition beneath it. I think we have created a monoculture of Dove Proso here. Planting heavy, fertilizing heavy, you get a lot of millet and a lot less grass. My hope is this dries out by the end of August. We'll actually come in here probably September 1st or so and fire burn it. This year in North Carolina, our season doesn't come in here until September 5th, the way the days land. So we're actually going to get about an extra 4 or so days of drying. So I'll probably wait and burn this last just a few days before the opener. That should put a lot of fresh seed on the ground for these doves. So mowing it high to help control grasses, disking it to help expose some bare soil, and then of course fire burning it are all 3 ways you can help prepare your field for opening day of dove season. This is very representative to some of the areas we have in the field. We have volunteer foxtail millet. Again, doves eat it. It's full of seed. I've actually planted German foxtail before. The doves loved it. You've got barnyard grass coming in here. Seed on it. The doves love it. We've got the planted brown top millet. Then of course we've got the Dove Proso millet. All of these are very, very beneficial to doves and other wildlife. Having some volunteers in here is not a bad thing. Just don't want really thick grass that'll keep us from being able to fire burn off this field and clean it up. I hope you guys found that helpful. It seems to keep coming up on the food plot forums. People out there manipulating their fields or having questions about what to do with their millet fields. I love a millet field. Seems to always be the easiest, cheapest ace in the hole when it comes to having your own DIY dove field. You can do this method using an ATV if you wanted to. Sorry about that. All right, I gotta pick up birds. We call this a bountiful harvest. Went out to pick up one, and they flew so thick and heavy, came back with 3. We had a fall cover crop in here. We simply broadcasted the millet down into that cover crop and then mowed back over it. And then voila, we have a dove proso brown top millet field for dove hunting. This could all be done with an ATV if you were on a budget with limited equipment. And just for fun, in this area right here where the corn simply just didn't come up, we came in here, we tilled it, broadcasted Japanese millet over it, and then cultipacked it. And well, just as I promised, 42 days later, we've got Japanese millet heads starting to seed out. We've still got a month or so before the opener. Plenty of time, I think, to get this Japanese millet to maturity and dry it out. I would have probably planted brown top in here because, again, that's probably my favorite, matures out the quickest, but all I had on hand at the moment was Japanese millet, and it seems to be doing just fine. We've had a lot of rain, so we have a lot of soil moisture. Japanese millet is tolerant of both dry conditions and wet conditions. We now just need to get it to full maturity and hopefully it'll dry out before the opener. But again, about 40 days left to go, should be plenty of time. And quickly before we go, we have yielded a pretty nice crop of corn in here, but the coons, squirrels, and deer are doing everything in their interest to eat it and tear it up. But it is July 28th. We're starting to yellow out here. We're starting to dry out. I think 30 more days of summer temperatures should dry this corn out no problem to be ready for the September 5th opener. So we had a rough start with the drought, but I do think we're going to net out to a pretty decent cornfield here, all things considered. So we have covered all things millet in our dove field out here, talking brown top, Japanese millet, dove proso millet, and even some volunteer millets. If you have any questions, please drop it down below. I always like getting that feedback. But until those next videos, we appreciate you guys watching. God bless and take care.